What's up, everyone, and welcome back to some more Oxygen Not Included Ravaging Hunger. Max difficulty. Last episode we ended on cycle 420. As you can see, it's almost cycle 450, so I have played quite a bit in between episodes here, and I can't remember exactly where I left off. I think the dirt cooker was pretty much done at that point, but there's some things that I'm changing around, and I'm actually going to cancel because in between playing, I kind of had some ideas of what I wanted to do here. And I'll explain that in a second. Let's just go ahead and hit play and get things going and see what else I've done. Trying to remember here. We do have our transit tube fully hooked up, so duplicates are going to be using that to kind of jump around. We've enclosed our storage for our polluted water here. It's nice and cool in here, and yeah, everything's going well over there. Let's see, what else have I done? I don't think I've gotten any exploration done up here because... Oh, there we go. Okay, so they did end up opening this door and revealing all of this point of interest, which is awesome because I can now dig up, get another vacillator as well. We're going to have to kind of move over here, so... Oh, that's not going to work. There we go. So just trying to make a path up to the surface so we can, you know, start doing that stuff. I suppose we can bioscan that as well. We won't worry about the vacillator just yet. Jobs, and I've pretty much got everybody trained on everything I really want, so I'm just kind of throwing them into whatever now. Joshua's been trained on cook. I think he's the only one, actually. If I can get this to... if you hover it on the right corner here, it shows everybody that's been trained. There we go. So Joshua's the only one that's been trained there. Yeah, I don't really have anywhere else to train them. I guess I could throw them in scientist for whatever reason. They're already trained on farmer. What about electrical engineer? So I've just kind of slowly been digging this area out because, well, obviously we're gonna have this being a petrol factory, so I'm just kind of doing that very slowly over time. How's my food? Food's doing okay for now. I don't think I've really done anything else aside from just kind of work on the dirt cooker. And did I do anything around here? You can see all the carbon dioxide is pretty much gone at this point. So I could get rid of this other carbon skimmer, but I'm not going to bother. Oh yeah, I've started building a room around this cool steam vent. And I mainly did this because if I want my dirt cooker running, I've got to be able to dump heat into the coolant, into the oil that I'm running through the aqua tuner. Otherwise, you know, it's eventually going to stop. Now, one thing I've done is I'm trying to rearrange this, and I should probably just move all of this, to be honest. This. I'm just going to run this and run all the oil in this storage tank out because I want to delete this storage tank and rearrange this room. Now, in the original dirt cooker, I didn't do this because I planned on pumping the liquid out to somewhere else, but this system I'm actually going to be circulating the oil back through, so we need kind of a different setup than what we had before. Water or fungal spores? Well, sure. I mean, I've got plenty of water. You know what? I don't even need water. Just don't give me anything there. Let's see if I can remember. There we go. Okay. So yeah, this room needs to be redone, and essentially what I need is this system right here, this valve. I need it moved onto the output of this storage tank instead of the output of the aqua tuner, because I need to measure whether or not the oil coming in is already too cold, because I don't want it to go through the aqua tuner if it's too cold and then freeze and then break in the pipes. So it has to be above a certain temperature before I let it into this cooling system. Otherwise, if it's not, then it has to bypass it and just go back through the cooling system again. But you can kind of see my cooling line that I've got set up here. I've got one going through this geyser where I'm going to be venting the steam from this guy. And then I've also got it ran into this room with the oil well here to kind of cool everything down in there, because it does get quite toasty when this thing goes off. And right now I have it turned off, but we could really turn it on. I think it would be fine, but I'm going to keep it here for now. We're just going to leave this off. So I've got this set to above, So it will only turn on if it's above a certain amount, which it's never going to get there. So once I switch that to below, it'll kick back down and start producing oil. But I don't necessarily want it to produce oil right now because I don't want the heat in this room. I want my cooling loop going 100%. So one thing I haven't gotten is any dirt. Okay, yeah, I haven't gotten any dirt. I don't know. Perhaps it's just because I haven't vaporized enough polluted water. I haven't really been keeping an eye on how much I've heated this stuff up and how much is vaporized. But you can see I've got a bit of steam in here, 142 kilograms. So it's not as if there is none. But yeah, so we're trying to get this system set up over here. Unreachable. Need another ladder right here. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna pump all this out because I don't know. I like it nice and clean. I don't like a bunch of gases in here. I don't know, man. It's OCD, you know. Something can't be bothered. All right, but this I need to focus on. So yeah, what we need to do is we need to move the temperature check onto the input to this storage rather than the output of this aqua tuner. And then that should fix everything, I think. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. All right, so everything is deconstructed here. So how do I want to do this? So I think I want the storage tank just like right next to the wall. Can I actually stick 2 storage tanks in here? I actually could. I think we could stick 2 storage tanks in here. So like boom, boom, and then for the piping, it would just be liquid shut off here, and then the pipe's going to come in right here. And then we have the thermal sensor right here. So if it's not, if it's too cold, then we'll reroute it over to, I don't know, somewhere else. And then the way we want to route these is, I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. We'll just do something like this. That will work. That would work fine. And then this goes like that. I wonder if this is going to work though, because I might need to redo this later. I might need a temperature check on the output as well, and then, you know, if it's not cold enough, then we run it back into the tanks. Oh, this is getting a little more complicated. You know what? This will be fine, I think. I think we do actually need a second temperature check though. All right, I'm gonna pause it. And I'm gonna kind of think about this for a second, think about what I need to do, and then I'll come back. Okay, we're back. So I went ahead and added the temperature check on the second one as well. And the reason this is going to work is because I haven't pumped more oil than this one tank can hold. Now, I don't think even if I had more oil in here, I would ever run into this problem. But if for some reason all of the oil was overheated and it needed to be cooled, then we could potentially back up if I had more oil than the storage tank could hold in the line. But I don't have that much because all of this oil in the line was only what was in the storage tank to begin with. I didn't add any more. So essentially I can not worry about this ever backing up because I haven't pumped more oil than this thing can hold. So we need a temperature check here to make sure that it's cold enough. If it's not cold enough, it goes back into the storage tank and mixes with all the hot stuff. And then we need a temperature check over here to make sure that it's not too cold because we don't want to freeze the oil, obviously. So we're going to have 2 temperature checks on the system, and that's the way it's going to go. Now we need to figure out where this one is going to go. We want this line to have priority, otherwise it'll back up, and then, I mean, if it backed up, it wouldn't be the worst thing, I guess, but we do want that line to have priority. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to go like this, and then I think we'll just bridge it right onto there like that. And that should give us what we need. So if the oil is too cold, you know what? Maybe we need another storage tank, honestly. I'm thinking we need another storage tank. Okay. So let's just add another one right here. This is getting way more complicated than I initially thought it would, but it's okay. Okay, so it's gonna come out over here, and then it's gonna zip into this guy. Oh me, oh my. Okay, we'll just do something like this. Might not be the prettiest, but It looks okay. That way, this line will get priority, so this tank will only empty if there's nothing in this line going through. Perfect. It's starting to look a little bit more spaghetti-ish, but that's fine, you know. So let's get some automation going. And then the power as well. Make sure everything's hooked up. So this one I didn't even need to delete, but you know what, whatever, it's fine. Just power like that. Delete these two. Okay. That should conclude the construction of the dirt cooker. Should be exactly what I want. Okay, so all of this liquid seal stuff is up and running. We can get rid of this one. It's 3 tiles high. They can't actually jump in, so make sure it's 2 tiles high. That way they can go in. So it was nice that we already had the water here. How do we get polluted water in here? Oh, when I built this corner. Okay, well that's a problem. We now need to add a filter onto this line. I mean, we could just vent the polluted water back up into here. Maybe I'll just do that. Make it simple, you know? So we'll just put it here with the element sensor. And then we'll pipe it up to, and then vent it. Boom, just like that. Okay, so if the oil is below, no, if it's above, I guess we want to kind of keep it around 0 degrees. And the aqua cools by 14 degrees, I think? Yeah, negative 14. So if it's above, let's say 15 degrees, then this will kick on, letting the water into here. And I really should have had 2 tanks in here, huh? Because if this line's backed up, you know what, whatever. I'm sure it'll work itself out. So it's all warm stuff right now in the pipe, so it's all gonna go. Oh, what did I do? Crap. I forgot to put a bridge on this guy, so now anything coming through here can actually go into here as well. Let me do this. We'll go out like that. And then, I don't see any reason not to do this. Okay, we'll try that. I'm gonna put all this stuff at high priority because it kind of needs to get done before this geyser goes off and adds more water into the mix, and then covers up the pump. So all that stuff needs to be kind of high priority. So this is actually full. So we're getting hot oil into this guy, which I thought might happen. I might need to just like rethink this entire system. I feel like I'm overcomplicating it. I feel like there's just a very simple solution. Well, I mean, the good news is it's running. Why is this going so slow though? Because the pipes are alternating, that's why. Yeah, this system needs to be reworked. But I don't really want to like do it right now because I'm gonna have to kind of sit here and think about it. But essentially, maybe we only need 1 temperature check, like I was talking about before. But then what if it's not cold enough coming out? Oh, if we had another storage tank, you know what? I'm just gonna worry about this later. It's cooling the oil down. It may not be functioning as optimally as I would like, but it's functioning, and that's kind of the whole. That's the point. So as long as it's working, I don't have a problem with it. We'll be cooking dirt in no time. Oh, so we should probably focus on getting the conveyor rails set up. Oh, I guess that's something I did as well that I forgot about. So right now these conveyor rails are going directly to the sleet wheat area, which is not really the best because, well, these receptacles don't hold a whole lot. Oh, they actually have dirt in them. Okay, that's why there's no dirt, because I'm shipping it out. Okay. But yeah, they can't hold like a ton of dirt, so we need like a better dirt storage area. So this needs to be shipped to like a room over here maybe or something with storage containers, and then the dirt needs to be loaded into those storage containers, and then a conveyor rail from that area needs to go to these. So that way this line can't like get backed up. I guess it's not the worst thing if it does get backed up, but I mean, we don't want it to get backed up. So one of the things that I really need to actually get going is more cooling. This dirt cooker is going to be based on, well, I guess the speed is going to be based on kind of how much heat I can dump into this oil that I'm using for coolant. Because right now, you can see it's not even going through the octuner because we're not really putting a whole lot of heat into it. So, I think one of the things I'm going to do is actually set up some plastic production maybe underneath or over to the right here, because plastic production can generate a lot of heat. So probably what I'm going to do, and then yeah, we can dump a lot of heat into this oil, and then it can start running through the octuner, which in turn can make us some dirt. So it's nice that we've got sort of everything kind of set up. Still got some kinks we need to work out, but ooh, another cold biome. But yeah, we're getting there. We're making progress. All right, how are we doing over here? Okay, we've got our vacuum in here, so let's deconstruct this gas pump. We're also not going to need this power wire. We're not going to need this stuff anymore. And we don't really need these ladders either, but they're not hurting anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave them. All right. What? Should we set up the plastic? I think we should try and focus on the space research, honestly. And again, I'm not really sure how this stuff works. I think you just set up the planetarium. Where is it? Map, star map, destinations. The virtual planetarium conducts interstellar research using data from telescopes and research modules. So, it requires a data bank. 1 unit per research point. Let me look here. Data bank. Nothing. Okay. So it says conducts interstellar research using data from telescopes and research modules. Research modules I think you get from space missions, but I'm not sure what telescopes give. Surface breach. All right, so we breached the surface. But what I mean, I need to set up a dang telescope, right? How much power does this thing use? 120 watts of power. Ooh, wow, 2 vacilators right next to each other. So, holy cow, there's so much Mavic. What in the world? So what I need to do is, I mean, I don't want to route power all the way up there. And I suppose I could. I don't want to, but I could. I mean, I could set up like a little power reserve over here with like a coal generator or something. Sort of like on-site power. Maybe I just do a solar panel. Do I have solar researched? Sure I do. Let's see, power. I need glass, so we're gonna have to set up a glass forge for that. Oh man, I mean we could set the glass forge up over here and then cool down the glass. Either way, we need a little bit of glass, right? So we can sort of set that up over here. Let me see. Where was it? Refinement, glass forge. Potentially put it right here. Where's the exit? Okay, the exit's one above, that's good. You do have to pipe the output somewhere. The output, where do we want to put the output? We could just drip it like, make sure the pipe's made out of ceramic. Should we just drip it in here, like, because we don't need tons of glass. I'm just gonna drip it right here. We don't need tons of glass. We just need enough to make like a couple solar panels, I think. And we can set up some solar up at the top there. But yeah, so we're just gonna drip the glass into this little oil pool here. There's quite a bit of it, and it'll take forever to heat up, so not too worried about it. Assigned duplicants must possess the geographical analysis trait. Well, I don't have any duplicants that can even operate this yet, so I guess one thing I should work on is actually the food. So maybe I should prioritize the dirt cooker, getting that set up properly. I mean, it's working. See, my problem is I'm trying to, like, just put band-aids on things, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do this later, I'll do this later, and then there's so many band-aids that tearing them all off at once is gonna hurt. Oh, Liam, what have you done? How close are you, Liam? How close are you to death? Oh, he's got plenty of calories. Okay. We're actually getting some overheat damage over here. That's probably due to the fact that I'm actually using this polluted water to cool the steam down and the water here. So all the polluted water coming through is like 90 degrees. which doesn't doesn't help anything. Okay, we've got some fresh stuff coming in that's a little bit colder. Doesn't matter though, it's just too much. I'm trying to think of a way I can preheat the polluted water so it turns into steam quicker and therefore spends less time in the dirt cooker, therefore generating dirt faster. What I'm thinking about right now is that I just run it through the metal refinery multiple times until it's like 90 degrees or so, because we're always going to be making metal. How much iron do I have? 6 tons. But we're always going to be making metal, so we're always going to be running polluted water, and I'm assuming it's going to happen often enough that we'll never run out in this reservoir here. We'll always have polluted water to be vaporized and get dirt from. Only problem to that, I guess there is no problem with that. I guess that's what I need to do. But I've decided that perhaps I make this whole thing radiant pipes. Now we should be able to cool this area down a little bit better, because we're dumping a bit more of the heat into the polluted water here. So we're going to be heating up the polluted water a little bit better. We're also going to be cooling this area down a little better. You know what? What about a power plant? I was thinking of sticking the power plant over here, because this is kind of where my power wire is, but maybe we could stick the power plant like right here. Just have a bunch of petroleum and natural gas generators and cool that down with the oil as well. Because right now we're not generating very much dirt. We just need some more things to cool, more machinery to cool down. And I kind of need a power plant, so... Alright, we have enough for 1 solar panel now. Let's... Oh, you know what? We don't have enough steel to do this. What am I even thinking? Where's... We only have 1,200 kilograms of steel. We're going to need to build, like, bunker tiles and things, so... I need to start making, like, tons of steel, so... output pipe full. Oh! Huh. Okay. I guess that's a problem I didn't really consider. Is I'm limited as far as metal production goes because I'm not vaporizing the dirt fast enough or the polluted water fast enough. So perhaps we set up another metal refinery and we use the coolant. That's actually not a bad idea. Can we use this coolant in the metal refinery? That way it pretty much always gets passed through the aqua tuner. But we need to set like an overflow valve so that if the metal refinery is full and nobody's operating it, the coolant still continues to circulate. So that's what we'll do. Now, one problem I have over here, obviously, is that there's a lot of oil. So what I'm going to do is dig down here and we'll get the fossil and the diamond and stuff, but more importantly we'll create an area for the oil to go into. I'll just go like that, just need a little bit, and then refinement, metal refinery. Alright, so we'll make it out of ceramic, and then yeah, that's perfect. Just go into that. When you can't go into that anymore, just keep going, and then but anyway, it's been 20 cycles, so if I go any more than that, it really makes the video very long to try and edit. So it's already like 1 hour and 20 minutes that I have to go and chop up. So it's going to take a little bit of time, so I don't want to really go any longer than this. But yeah, everything's kind of coming together. We're obviously going to have a little bit more dirt production down here, as I discussed, and then I think I might maybe set up some more showers, 1 or 2 more, should be fine. And then we're really going to start cracking down on the steel production, because I want to be able to get bunker doors and things going up at the top there. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing, because that really helps me out. And leave a comment if you have any questions or suggestions or anything like that. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.